This video tutorial is to help you log into SchooLinks, see your students' four-year plan, and potentially approve that plan. In order to log into SchooLinks, go to SchoolLinks.com, and if your school email, the email that's associated with your student in PowerSchool, is a Google one, you can click on Login with Google and it will take you directly into SchooLinks. If your email that is in PowerSchool and associated with your student is not a Gmail, click Forgot Password, enter your email, and then hit Reset Password. That will give you an email where you can go and get the link so that you can create your own password and then get into SchooLinks. Now, a couple quick words before we move on to the next part. SchooLinks is a new program, and with any new program there are a lot of tricky things, especially creating an entire database with a massive amount of information, both student information and class information. Doing the four-year plan in a new platform, a new app, is also very difficult. So there are a lot of bugs here, both on our end and on SchooLinks' end, that need to be sorted out. Please be patient with us as we work through these. We will make sure that your student gets the classes that he or she needs. However, please also be aware that this is not the end process. This is the beginning. We will take these course requests and we will create from it a schedule. Students will have the opportunity to adjust their schedule for next year before they go to summer vacation. So in early May and possibly late April, we will have schedules available, actual schedules. SchooLinks will only give us course requests. These are important for students to make sure they get what they want. However, please note that just because someone has requested a class does not mean they'll get what they want. And this four-year plan is a little bit tricky. That's why this video is ridiculously long. Again, if you don't want to watch this whole thing, you can work around in SchooLinks. You will have questions. We would like to answer all of your questions, and we will do the best we can if you email your counselor. However, as I said, this is a little bit tricky. The focus that we really want to have right is next year. And again, if there are many questions, that could be overwhelming to the system. This portal closes on Friday, so you have the next few days to make these changes. If you don't make any changes, again, I promise things will be okay. You will have opportunities to meet with counselors, fix schedules, and make all of this work all in due time. Once you get logged in, you'll notice several options here. There's information about colleges, careers, even the scholarship matching. But if you want to see your student plan, you would click here in the middle and you can see My Students. You can click on your student, and while that's loading, there are several options that you can see in the student portfolio to learn more about what they've done here in SchooLinks. If you want to know what colleges they've favorited, what careers they're interested in, if you want to know about assessments that they've taken that will help them identify colleges and careers, you can see all that here. What we're going to be focusing on today is the course plans. Click on Course Plan, then click on View Plan, and from here, you'll be able to see the four-year plan your student has made. The chances that there are errors here are very good. We want to ask you to help us clean this up as much as possible. The major emphasis right now is going to be next year. We will have a meeting with you one-on-one and the student. And if you aren't able to attend, then we'll meet just with the student to finalize this four-year plan. But next year is essential. What you're seeing here is the four-year plan for 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and each of the categories that needs to be filled for all of the required classes. There's a couple really important things to note here. The first one is for this next year, the 9th grade freshman year, this number should be at least at 8 and no more than 9. If they are not between 8 and 9, then we need to make some adjustments. The adjustments are not difficult. If they need to click on any of these areas, it will take them to that particular subject. We're actually going to back up and go to the welcome screen right there. Then click Let's Go. I wanted to point out this screen because it's important. We have pathways in the CTE program and vocational area where we recognize students who have taken at least 3 credits worth of classes in specific areas. Our current school only offers 6 pathways. We have one in business, finance, marketing. Those are all separate. We also have pathways in family and human services, health, science, and personal care. And then we have some in manufacturing and welding. Manufacturing would be wood. So if your student is interested in any of these programs, select it, and it will assure that they get the classes that they need for that pathway by adding an extra screen for them on these icons up here. These icons all represent each of the subject areas. One other thing, if your student takes seminary, it does release time, that is not for credit. That is not counted for eligibility, and they receive no credit for this class. However, we do need to know if they want it added so that it will populate in their classes. So a student can select that here. This third tab is for any students interested in taking college classes while in high school. By selecting this option, there will then be a screen that has all of the possible college classes listed. It's very helpful. There are many of the college classes that will appear in their individual categories, but this gives them an entire screen that just reviews all of the concurrent enrollment classes and allows them to add them. So once this screen is done, click Continue. You will choose a sequence if you haven't already, and that sequence is English. And once that is done, it should autofill these classes. With one exception. The last English class needs to be chosen to select the 4th year. 9, 10, 11 are all required and there are no other options, but the last class will be chosen by the student. This place right here, View Requirement Details, is something you should look at on every single screen. If you click on that, you can see English 9, 10, and 11 are green, they're complete, but that 4th credit of English is not. Now, if you're not sure what can be taken, you can click on the View Requirement tree, and it will show you. For English 9, you have to take those, and you have. There's just 2 options, right? First semester, second semester, and that's true of 9, 10, 11. That 4th credit of English, there are 14 options. Students can take debate, journalism, English 12, English 1010, and notice there is a full year English 1010, that's the AB, and there's a semester one that's taught through concurrent enrollment. If you want information on any of these, you can just click on the down arrow and it will tell you more about the course. Here's English 1010 at the college. Here's English 1010 that's taught full year at the high school. There are also the options of AP Spanish if they have taken Spanish 1 and 2 or they've been part of the DLI program. And then there's Business Communications, which actually helps with a business pathway. And there's more information on that there. Clicking on that View Requirement Details and the View Requirement Tree is recommended for every single area that you have, every single department. Now, let's say this person wants to go ahead and add that business communications to their senior year. Now, once that's added, all the requirements are filled and it is turned green. We will proceed to science. You'll notice 3 years of science are required. So, freshmen can take earth systems or plant and soil. Let's say we're going to take earth systems. Plant and soil is a great option if you are interested in FFA. Then second, for sophomore year, they want to take biology. That is actually a recommended course of action. If your student has a high GPA, 3.5 or higher, they could take AP biology. And then let's say they want to take AP chemistry and challenge themselves during their junior year. That's wonderful. These AP classes do require a high GPA. Again, you can see that information. You should click requirement details on every single one of these. View the requirement tree, and then you can see all the course options and learn everything you need to about each of these classes. Some of them require prerequisites. Genetics, zoology, for example, require biology before you can take them. That's true of some others. If you get one that says you need prerequisite, drop that class, then add the prerequisite and add the class to the following year. Now, you only need 3 credits of science, but you can certainly take more science if you want. You can add another one here. Adding them to the same year and having 2 sciences is not recommended. Next is math. With math, there are 3 options for students. There's the honors math, which we recommend if you have a 3.5 or higher, or you're excellent in math. There's also the math track, where it's regular math, but you're going to college. And then there's the regular math, but you are certain you are not going to college. Let's choose the regular math plus college, and you will see that it auto-fills math 1, 2, and 3. There is no additional requirement for math. However, there is the option for that 4th year, which can be earned with calculus, statistics, or college algebra. These other options, like accounting and math for decision-making, are really options for juniors who opt not to take Math 3 and who are not going to college. Again, you can see the requirement details there, and you can view the requirement tree if you need it. Let's say this person plans to go to college and wants to do college algebra. So we will add that to the student schedule. Continuing on, we have social studies. Again, there are options to choose for paths. These are based on college classes. If students want regular history and regular government, click this one. If they want college government and regular history, take this one. If they want the college government and college history, they can choose this one. The college history requires both semester 1 and semester 2. So we don't necessarily recommend that. It's a good class if students are wanting to get into, do the certificate of completion or something like that. But oftentimes that is not one that's taken. You'll notice once we choose that option that some of this is auto-populated. World geography is required freshman year, then history, and notice we have the college government class on junior year. Now, when you click on View Requirement Details, you'll see 3 of those are complete, but the social studies elective is not. So we'll view the requirement tree and see, oh, look, students still need to add a social studies elective. Geography, history, government, good. This one with 11 options, not so much. Here are some of the options they can take. Sociology and economics are new ones we're considering. So let's say this student decides that he wants to take economics. And we'll add that to sophomore year. You could add that anywhere, to freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior year. Now that the requirements are green and they've been met, we will continue. Fine arts, 1.5 credits can be added at any time. You can see the requirement tree and look at, oh, so many options for this one. If students would like to take concert choir, there is a tryout required for that. It cannot be added manually by you. One other note, treble choir is for female voices. So it's in a higher range, and non-female students should not choose treble choir. But there are many great options here in the art and in the music areas and drama as well. So students can choose by, again, clicking on these information, information to get more information about it. There you go. Okay, moving right along, let's choose Art Foundations and Rock and Roll History. By the way, as you scroll through these, sometimes it glitches a little bit. You can always search up in here if you know what you want. Let's choose Rock and Roll History there, and you know what? Let's go back freshman year. Let's say we want to do a little bit of drama. So we'll add some drama there as well. And now it should turn green, and it did. So continuing on, PE, freshman PE is required. Fitness for Life, health is required. And students also have to take an additional PE class. Now, there are some options here. If we click on View Requirement Details, you'll see Fitness for Life is added, health is added. Participation skills and advanced PE can be added by adding those classes, participation skills or advanced PE. The second of these can be filled by taking weightlifting or several other classes. One thing that can also count is sports participation. If a student plans to play a sport and they know they will make the team, there are some teams that do not cut, others they need to know they're going to make the team, they can add participation skills. Let's say this student plays soccer and tennis. They can add sports participation up to 2 times every year, or if they, I've added PE participation skills. Let's add sports participation. They add sports participation every year. Say they're going to swim every year. Once they've added those sports participation, you'll notice this turns green because these 2 requirements can be filled by just playing a sport. The reason why it shows up as 0.25 is students will get 0.25 credits for this, but it will not show up on their schedule. So it will not be on their schedule, but we know that they will fill the requirement. We will continue. Information technology, students have to take as freshmen. They can choose exploring computer science or web development. It's a pretty simple one. Continuing on. Same is true of financial literacy. We typically do this as a junior, but you will definitely have to do it by your senior year. So let's go ahead and choose, again, the college or the regular class. By the way, the college class is always followed by a 4-digit number. So business 1210, that tells you it's the college one. Let's take the regular one for Mr. Whipple. All right, that's filled now. Continuing on. Now we arrive at the CTE classes, vocational, and you'll see when you click on these requirement details, there's only 1 credit, but we have a tremendous amount of offerings in the CTE area. They're wonderful. We have some incredible teachers here and so many things to choose from. Look over this list, decide if you love woods, welding, computer programming, sewing, child development, early childhood education, EMT. By the way, EMR, emergency medical responder, is required before EMT. And it is only available junior and senior year, and it is taught every other year. So if freshmen right now could take EMR as juniors, EMT as seniors. There's so many other classes here to examine. Some may not be able to be added. For example, journalism is one that requires students to try out for that. So students aren't able to add that right now, but they can in the future through an application process. So we'll close that down, and let's say as sophomores, we're gonna do some welding. Let's do welding. And welding entry-level tech, then we will add, let's do accounting. Really, we only needed the 1, but we added math. Now, I wanted to show you something. I should have waited first, but we added that class and you may have noticed it disappeared. It's telling me that accounting 1 has been added to the math requirement. So students, parents, don't be confused if you add it here and it goes away. It just tells you that it put it in another category. So you see under math, there's accounting, because it counts for either of those requirements. Okay, college and career students need to add freshman academy. And we'll assume that this will refresh here. Freshman academy is a required class for all freshmen to help them orient to the high school and learn a whole bunch of stuff about college and career, actually. So we'll continue. Now the student added the manufacturing pathway back here at the beginning. That's why this is showing. So you can view requirement details and you can see that in order to complete this pathway, there are some more things that need to be added. The student must take 1.5 credits of the Explorer courses. You can click on here, see what those Explorer courses are. Let's add these woods classes, and now the requirements have been met. They've got those requirements. Again, you notice that disappeared. It went to CTE, and you can see that back here in the CTE vocational. Now it's there, and now these students have added enough to qualify for that pathway. Next thing, we added concurrent enrollment classes because we want to take some college classes. Students should have a 3.0 GPA to take college classes as juniors, a 3.5 if they want to add some as sophomores. So let's add a few college classes. Let's say they want to take Art 1010. And as a senior, let's add some more. Let's add Intro to Education. They might be interested in being teachers. And again, you'll notice that course disappeared. This one didn't because it's only as an elective class. And let's go ahead and add another class to this one. And again, I would recommend also scrolling or clicking on those view requirement details so you can see them all. Human development, great class. Let's add it here. Don't forget, you can view requirement details, the requirement tree, and then you can see all of these college classes right here. It's wonderful. Those will change a little bit from year to year, but mostly Snow keeps them consistent. All right. Our next screen is the electives. I'm going to come back to this screen, and there's a specific reason why. Let's skip to the summary. And let's try it again. All right. When we get to the summary screen, you will see again all the years, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You'll also see all of the requirements, each department or category. And then the numbers we want to focus on again are here. We want there to be at least 8.25 if you've added the sports class. Same thing here and same thing here. So for junior year, we're actually set. We're in great shape. Under 8 means there will be holes in the schedule. Above 8 means that some will be cut and we won't know which ones. So we want to make sure these are all correct. Senior year, it may alternate. There are currently 26 credits planned, so that tells me there's some things to add. And we can see that we need to add some to 9th grade and 10th grade. To add classes, we can go and click anywhere. Let's go to, let's say, the electives, and let's just pick a couple credits worth of electives. Let's say we love art. We're going to add art foundations. We'll add it there, and then it will disappear and go to the fine arts category. Let's add another class because we know we need 1.5. And let's choose, oh boy, let's choose dance. That's a new class we're going to offer, and some students are very excited about it. It can give PE and fine arts credit, It doesn't count for both, but it can be either or. And let's choose one more, child development. It's a wonderful class. Okay, now if we go back to this summary, you will see that we have 8.25. We're in great shape. To finish, we would now go to the junior class and add some more, either in social studies, fine arts, the elective category, and get to the point where this is at 28. Gets to 28, or and we make sure that all of these are at 8. Once you're there and everything looks good, on the student side, they can submit the plan. When they submit the plan, if there are any errors, you can make a note down here and submit it. Now, parents, this plan may not be perfect out of the gate, but it gives you some tools to help you and empower you to make these decisions. If there are classes you think should be available that are not, please email your counselor. Currently, we'll do our best to respond to every email and answer your every question, but please understand that this is not going to be perfect out of the gate. We will still put all of these requests in, and they will come out as a complete schedule in about a month from now. So late April or early May, they will come out as a complete schedule, and you will still be able to make adjustments to your schedule then, and those will feed back into this program, and then we will see the courses that have been taken, and it will be adjusted from there. And we will re-examine this 4-year plan every year and try to help you make good decisions so you have a better idea of what's coming in your child's education, with the knowledge that there may be some tweaks and there may be some things that are challenging. One of those things I'll mention here at the end is online classes. We do have some students taking them. We will be cutting back the number of classes that are offered online and the opportunities to take them next year. They will be limited here at the high school. For those who still want to have a split schedule, there will be options, and we will talk about those individually as we partner with Pleasant Creek to fill some of those needs. Currently, our online system has been overwhelmed by the number of requests, and so we have to pare that back because we are not an online school. But we still want to offer some variety and give some students an opportunity to take some online classes. So that concludes this tutorial that was way too long, but I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that these tools will be helpful for you as you go forward in planning your students' education. Please be in contact with your counselor about questions, and please be patient as we work through this new system. Thank you.